All right, 8th graders, today we're taking a look at lesson 14, the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. And the target goals for today are that you will be able to use both the Pythagorean theorem through computation and examples of them, and also counterexamples. You'll be able to apply that theorem and its converse to solve problems. Okay, so far we have seen two different proofs of the Pythagorean theorem. If the lengths of the legs of a right triangle are A and B, and the length of the hypotenuse is C, then A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now this theorem has a converse, and a converse is an if-then sort of statement. If the lengths of three sides of a triangle, A, B, and C, satisfy C squared equals A squared plus B squared, then we know the triangle is a right triangle. And furthermore, the side of length C is opposite the right angle. So it's kind of like just the flip-flop of if the sides are of a right triangle and they satisfy that Pythagorean theorem that we know, then we can say that it's a right triangle. So it's kind of just backwards. This next example is not in your book, so you're just going to pay attention. And the question is this triangle below a right triangle? So looking at it, we would say, yeah, it probably is, but we don't know that. So you're going to use a calculator. And I know that because they're very large numbers. We can't presume. Just because we are looking at it and it looks like it's a right triangle, we're not going to presume. We're not going to assume. We are going to actually solve. So what can we do? Well, we know our formula is A squared plus B squared is C squared. So we can do that first. And when we know that, we can go ahead and plug in. And if that is the case, then it's going to work out. And we're going to go ahead and try solving that. So we're going to have our A and our B, which is both of our legs. So 272 squared plus 546 squared equals 610 squared. Now, if it is really a right triangle, it is going to equal. Okay, so if it is, it'll work out. If it's not, we were going to get something that doesn't match. So in your calculators, punch in 272 squared. Go ahead and square it. And when you do 546 squared, add them together. What do you get? Good, 372,100. Okay, and now let's see what we get when we do that 610 squared, which is our C squared, 610 by... Oh, good, we got the same thing, right? So because we know that our A squared plus B squared and our C squared equaled the same thing, yes, this is a right triangle. So yes, this is a right triangle. And we proved it by showing that those were equal. Okay, one more example. Let's take a look at this one. Again, looking at it, yeah, looks like a 90-degree angle, but we're going to go ahead and use the information we're given, and we're actually going to test that theorem, okay? So let's do our A and our B. We have 7 squared plus 9 squared equals 12 squared. Well, what is 7 squared? Not 14. Good. 49. And 9 squared? 81. And 12 squared? 144. Good. So we need to see, does this side, the left side, does it equal 144? Well, when we go to add that, we actually get 130. So does 130 equal 144? No, it doesn't. So on this one, no, it is not a right triangle. Pretty easy, right? It's not much different than what we've been doing. Okay, I want you to grab a partner and work numbers 1 through 4 with a partner. So you're going to pause the video. You're going to work numbers 1 through 4 with a partner. When you come back, I want you to be able to check your answers. So go ahead and pause the video and then come back and check. Okay, so number 1, that means it is true and the triangle shown is a right triangle. Number 2, the two sides did not equal, so it is not a right triangle. Number 3, it is true, it is a right triangle. Number 4, it is also true, it is a right triangle. Now on these next ones, 5 through 7, I want you to work independently. So I don't want you to have your partner. So you can still sit by your partner if you're by one, but stop working together and you can check it when you're done, but don't talk throughout it. Number 5, it is not a right triangle. Number 6, it is not a right triangle. And number 7, it is a right triangle. Okay, so in closing, we know that the converse of the Pythagorean theorem states that if sides A, B, and C satisfy the a squared plus b squared is c squared, then it is a right triangle. Okay, we know that if the side lengths of A, B, and C do not satisfy it, that it is not a right triangle. Go ahead and head back to the classroom and let's get practicing.